2 years ago, if someone would have told us that we would be on this stage talking about sustainability, we would have said it's a joke. We have to confess, we weren't that much into sustainability, at least not as much as we were into sports, technology, politics, fashion, and even the movies. But that doesn't mean that sustainability was unknown to us.
Like most Indian households, we were subconsciously conditioned to be sustainable. We saw our parents carry their own bags to get groceries, take their own dabbas to get breakfast parceled from the neighborhood darshini, or use that old t shirt as dusting cloth over and over again. We thought that our parents were just being stingy. But sustainability has always been around. It's just that it wasn't cool.
Even when we started out on this path, many told us choose technology, choose lifestyle, travel, something that's way more trendier and way more cooler.
But yet, here we are as sustainable storytellers. Now, we are both journalists with decades of experience, and by now, we had spent most of our professional lives in media organizations and probably feeling newsroom fatigue. Editorial biases, crazy deadlines, and a lot of negativity that comes with the very nature of news was probably impacting the way how we saw the world around us. From broadcast TV to digital, we had seen storytelling shift. From TRPs to social media algorithms, we witnessed how audiences were influenced and engaged with the stories around them. We knew we had to use all this experience to do something more useful.
And the seed of this thought was appropriately planted by a farmer into us. We had to interview this farmer for a story. And like how all good conversations start, we started this conversation by talking about the weather. So I asked him, Sir, what's the weather like? And he said, Ma'am, barish ho rahi hai. So I said, Oh, cool, sounds amazing, enjoy. And he said, Well, for the city people, it is enjoyment. You know, you're listening to radio. The RJ is going to say, Bin mausam barsat. पकोड़े खाइए, रोमांटिक गाने सुनिए, लुफ्त उठाइए इस मौसम का. But what I see in front of my eyes is my entire crop being washed away. The sweat, the blood, the toil, all that money is just getting washed away. All because of that one unseasonal rain. And that one unseasonal rain happened because of our actions. When we create FDs or when we create mutual funds, we have a sense about what our return on investment is going to be like. But a farmer puts in everything he or she has with absolutely no idea as to what that return is going to be like because of climate change, because of that one unseasonal rain, because of us. And then along the way, we came across a straw, actually a coconut straw. When we heard the idea behind this straw, we thought,
That's a great idea.
now it was about a professor who came across a fallen coconut leaf in his university campus. He saw that the leaf was tilted upwards and he thought this would make a great straw. This could replace plastic straws, this could replace paper straws, which are not that eco friendly. So he got together with his students and experimented. He could crack this. Now, we've had the chance of telling this story 2 times. Once for our previous assignment. People watched, people shared, and people cared about how they were sipping their drinks. Businesses bought these straws. One of India's largest five-star hotel chains also bought the idea, and many more businesses followed. And these stories, they played a part. They helped replace thousands of straws.
Now, if we had to pick a moment that led to us believing that we could create impact with our stories, it would have to be this one. After a very long time in our professional lives, we felt that our work could make a tangible difference. It was just the purpose we were looking for, and it came from a straw. So, that straw led to us creating an Instagram account, buy a phone and a mic, and start telling sustainable stories.
Now, along the way, after we started this Instagram page, there were many more stories, like a story of a water treatment plant. Now, this water treatment plant takes sewage water, which is the water that we flush, and converts it into potable water, which is water that we can even drink. I know what all of you are thinking. At least some of you are. Yuck. Well, our audience thought that as well. The algorithm did not set on fire. But here's what happened. It got the attention of thought leaders and sparked meaningful conversations.
Then there was this video about the Udupi Sari Revival Project. The weavers who made these saris were struggling to make ends meet. And an entire part of our culture was being lost. We knew we had to tell this story. So we went ahead and did that. And the story went live. Now, this is what happens. 24 hours after the story went live, they had sold out their entire stock. They had no more saris to sell. And they received more orders. And the weavers were probably had a chance to earn a living for months to come.
And going ahead from the lovely weavers, what about that story of an eco-friendly mannequin? It was about a couple in Tamil Nadu who made mannequins from textile waste and not from fiberglass or virgin plastic. Now, here's how this story changed our course. When this story came out, a little after that, legacy media picked up on our story. Just some time back, we were in the legacy media and independent creators were looking to us for stories. And now, mainstream media was picking up the stories that we were doing. It's like life had come a full circle.
We had started something with hope that had turned into, say, belief. But now we had evidence. We knew we had to go far because we were on a right path. Along this path, we learned that stories can inspire change, even if those stories were just 90 seconds long. Social media is just not about trends, virality, or hashtags. It is also about making a difference, no matter how big or small.
We started small. Our videos are just 90 seconds. They are solution focused, simple, and to the point. We decided to make stories that are shot on the ground, even if it means early morning flights, overnight train journeys, flies, mosquitoes, 45-degree summers. I'll be honest, there have been many challenges along the way. But there was no other way that we would have wanted to do this because of the impact that our stories can have. So we have chosen the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as our guidelines because we didn't want to leave stories behind and at the same time reach a wider audience.
We'll be honest, when we started this journey, we had no idea who would watch these stories. But we were just two storytellers with a mic, phone, and an Instagram account. We chose sustainability as a niche with a big question. Will people really care? As much as they do about sports, politics, celebs, or lifestyle or anything else around them. But here's what we learned. People care if you show them how to care.
And that is the power of storytelling. That's the future that we are building, 90 seconds at a time. Hi, we are Jenny. We tell sustainable stories. I am Srishti.
And I'm Femi, and we are the founders of Jenny.
Thank you.